This is your local garage ghoul. I'm out a little early. Sun's still up, but this evening we're replacing the tail lights on my 2016 Yukon. These are notorious for going bad. I've actually been pulled over a couple times already for these being out, so we're gonna get this replaced. So hopefully that's the tail light you can see, or the brake light coming on. So you can see this driver's side one is pretty much out all the way, and then I believe this one was going out as well on the passenger side. So I just got their OEM replacements. I think they're exactly like this, except these have been, I think these have been wrapped with a tent. I think this was like how we bought the vehicle. But to take this, to replace these, only thing you got to do is get yourself a screwdriver or a plastic pry tool, and you'll pry this off right here on both sides. And then there's there's two T15 Torx screws in here that are holding this thing on. And then underneath, I'll show you here in a second, we'll have to go underneath inside the bumper to disconnect the connectors, then it'll just pull right out. Don't have to take any panels off or anything. It's really nice. My 04 Tahoe that you see right there, you've got to take off some of the panels on the inside to be able to get to it. Tail lights. So let me get my pry tool, which is sitting up front, and we'll get this off. Like I said, you can get yourself a screwdriver. May even have to start this with a screwdriver, because there's not a lot of good. Oh, there we go. And then you can just kind of, once you get it started, you can just kind of work your way down and there's the connectors, just like on a dash, or you know, whatever. There's the two screws here and here. So I'm gonna pop those loose. So I'm up underneath the bumper now, and you can see this is the connector for the tail light. You can just follow it up in it. You can see kind of up here where it inserts into the housing, and there's actually just a little hole in the bumper that it follows through. This is where you'll actually want a screwdriver, which I need to go grab one. This is a locking clip, so, and these are notorious for breaking. A lot of times it's nice to take a screwdriver and you push it here in the back side, and that'll help release it, and then you can pop it out and it'll just pull right up. So let me go grab a screwdriver and I'll show you how to do this. All right, got my screwdriver, and so I'm just going to take it here and just kind of push it in the back a little bit on that clip. Maybe. Maybe I can just
after a little bit of finagling, you see it's kind of released there. So should be able to just pop it out the rest of the way like that. And then let me see where to put you. And then
there we go. Now you can see it's all the way out. Like that. And the new assembly, the new taillight will have a new locking clip. So we're just gonna pull this out and we'll slip the new one back in, and then I'll do the passenger side. Okay, when you pop these things out, that's where the cable goes. Pull that right back up. Old one, new one. It's exactly the same, just not tinted. Let's get it popped in. Oh yeah, those are bright. Alright, that side's working. Is that the brake? Yeah. There's the brake, okay. Can you put it in reverse? But please don't back up over me. Alright. There you go, guys. That's how you change the taillights on a 2016 Yukon. There we go. We're good. Okay, and pop these back in. Just like that. These taillights may not fit perfectly. You may have to rough them in a little bit, but they fit. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knuckle Busted. This morning, I've got to change out the thermostat on my 2016 Yukon. So lately, the water temp gauge, which is part of the digital display on the vehicle, it's kind of loud. The gauge doesn't rise. Last year I replaced the temperature sensor that's there right next to the thermostat, but I think the thermostat's stuck open because it doesn't get the temperature, and this time it was actually throwing a check engine code, and so we're gonna swap that out today. Should be a 5-minute fix, 10-minute fix, you know. Literally it's just a bolt here, a bolt here, and then there's one on the back side. Undoing these clamps, pull it out, drop in the new one. I'm honestly not sure how often these things fail on these. When I first replaced the temperature sensor itself last year, I think that was kind of the main cause, or the main issue with these is the sensor itself fails, which, I want you back in here. So this is the thermostat housing. You can't buy just the thermostat. You have to buy the whole thing. It's anywhere from 70 to like 150 bucks, depending on the brand. And then this is the sensor right here. So to replace both of these, you don't really have to take anything off. You take off the connector for that and undo the bolt and pull it out and drop the new one in, and then, you know, plug it back in. The thermostat housing, hoses, bolts, pop it out, drop the new one in. So we're gonna do that today, and we're gonna see if that's gonna fix it. So, all right, so it's a size 10 on the bolts. So I got my 10mm socket. I got a pair of pliers to grab those hose clamps. Make sure you get a little catch pan underneath. I don't remember if there shouldn't be. I mean, there shouldn't be hardly anything in there. Some might spill out the top. I don't know, we'll see. And then we'll just top it back off. Now, sometimes these hoses can get stuck pretty good, so if you have yourself a pick tool, you can kind of try to work this in there to try to break it loose a little bit. Oh, there we go. Yep, and just kind of got to wiggle it a little bit, get it broken free. And then we have a mess. Okay. Okay, so here's the old one. You can see it's nothing special, but the housings are this is why you can't get just the thermostat, because it's all built into this. Looks like maybe it could have gotten cockeyed and was stuck open in there. Okay, and it comes built in, the new one. I just had to pull the rubber gasket off, but it comes built in with the O-ring. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's pretty much the same. I don't think they make these with a bypass. I couldn't find an option for that, so put this puppy in. So I'm hoping this fixes it. Now, there might, I don't know if there's a torque rating on these, but probably nothing too great since I was able to break it. So we're just gonna crank it down. And because but we'll just connect everything back up. Let's go over. I think it went over. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Now we just need to okay, let's fire her back up and check for leaks. Alright, so let's start it up, make sure we don't have any leaks, and I'll probably have to drive it around for a couple of days, see if it actually fixed it, because yesterday we had a cold snap, and I think it allowed the thermostat to close itself after everything cooled off an extra bit. So currently I'm not seeing leaks. We got a few drips coming down still, but so, you know, if your water temp gauge isn't reading, you can replace the sensor, the thermostat. They're both pretty easy to get to on this one. You know, if you're quick, you don't lose a whole lot of coolant. Replace those and Bob's your uncle. So I'm gonna watch this just a little bit longer and get out of here. But if this helped you out, guys, it helped me out with the algorithm and the channel. Hit that like button, you know, maybe subscribe so you get notifications about future content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.